Hi and welcome to another battle report. This is game 3 of GOW. I'm facing off Dwarf, and I probably should warn you, if you want to see how effective and brutal a Dwarf gun line slash Dwarf war machine can be, this is the battle report for you. If you want to see some good tactical Bretonnian outmaneuvering Dwarf, not so much, so just move along then to the next battle report. Anyways, start with the Dwarf deployment zone. He have from left a gyrocopter, he have a organ gun with some rune that make it hit easy and wound and kill, just being brutal. An engineer behind that hill, 15 crossbows with great weapon command, a unit of Longbeard with his general, a runesmith and a BSB in it, a catapult, then some vanguarding slayers, another gyrocopter, and half a dozen of rangers. So here's my army. My plan here is I'm gonna use the missile lance. If you want to see a closer look at my army list, check the link below to charge this organ gun first turn. I don't care if I lost a point in that. Organ guns are brutal against Brett, so I don't want to have that thing around. I have my archer on the hill, not sure what to do with them. Hopefully put some wounds on some gyros and something. The spearmen, I can use them to block up his big unit if needed. The fast cav early drop, didn't know what to do with them. And the questing knights I think could be a good matchup if they are not too damaged against any of his dwarf block, and a unit of fast cav out to the left to hopefully go around and chase his catapult. Well, here is a picture of my Bretlands before his first shooting phase, and here is a picture of my Bretlands after the organ gun fire. I don't think he did much. He killed like a couple of knights, that's it, and then I have to roll leadership test, and then I rolled 10 and a double 6 for running, so they run off the board, turn 1. Well, sorry about the weird picture. It turned out so dark I have to go in and fix it, make it more light, and then it turned weird from there. But anyway, this is to describe my turn. Nothing more of note has happened in Dwarf turn. He tried to do the grudge thrower on the enchantress again, so again from the other previous game, so to say. So I starting to know this game, and I'm not enjoying my opponent taking the war machine, trying to snipe out my general. That's not a very fun game. So my plan is I hide her behind a tower away from the organ gun, and now the grudge thrower have to fire indirectly, which gives some kind of help for her at least. I realize my questing knights cannot really do much, so I will keep my distance from him, hopefully forcing his dwarf to move forward, and then I will just turn around the tower and run away. The men-at-arms move forward a bit. I think it's probably to throw off some amber spear or something. I don't remember what my level 1 get this game. The fast cav move up to hopefully, if his crossbowman cannot shoot them down, hopefully his organ will have to fire at them or suffer some wounds. You can also see, you cannot see this, but behind the tower I move my other fast cav closer to his catapult to hopefully take that out next turn. Magic, he uses his first scroll, just the spell breaking scroll, not the eating one. So magic didn't do anything this turn. For dwarf turn 2, his gyrocopter will move up here to flame at my archers. I will lose half of them and I will fail my panic check later in the shooting phase. Here is his dwarf warrior pushing forward. This picture is not kind of doing justice to his army because it was a really beautiful looking dwarf army. And yeah, it's kind of an unusual feeling when you see the dwarf line moving forward towards you for once. Here is his crossbow, killing every single one of my fast cab. Well, something is wrong with this picture, and I know as if you're a Bret player, I understand your feeling here. This hurt to see. You can see that my bowmen there are running for their life. They will run off the board next turn, failing leadership 9. You can see my realm lance. First the organ gun open up. He killed a crap ton of knights. I'm not even sure if he rolled out of the box shooting at them, but I think he killed. I have 1 questing knight, 8 questing knights. I think that must be kind of over what you should do. Then the grudge thrower rock hit my BSB straight in the face. I failed my ward and my BSB is gone. Yeah, and yeah, we will see how this will turn out. So for the Bretonnian second turn, not much to do here. His gyrocopter have actually blocked my fast cap from getting to his catapult. So what I did, I moved them forward. Hopefully he will miss at the shooting with his organ gun or something. The questing knight hides behind that tower in the middle together with the enchantress, away from his organ gun because that thing is horrible. And I tried to cast final transformation on his dwarf Longbeard. He uses his second scroll and I didn't get anything through this turn. Either my spearmen just step backwards behind the hedge to give me at least some advantage when the unavoidable charge from the Longbeard comes. So here is dwarf turn 3. Only picture I have of this, but what will happen is as follow. His gyrocopter in the bottom of this picture will fly up, spray my peasants. He will kill a handful of them. His organ gun will flub a bit, shooting through hard cover of his dwarf. I think it will kill almost all of my fast cav. 1 will remaining, but he will fail his panic test and leg it. And not much more happened in dwarf turn 3. You can see that the Longbeard moves closer to my spearman. The slayer is taking the other route around the big tower, so now it's a big shades game between the dwarf and Bretonnians, and hopefully I can manage to win that game at least. For the Bretonnian turn 3, my damsel moves out of the unit to get away from the Longbeard, but still within 6 inches, so they can borrow. I'm not sure if she can borrow her leadership. I don't think so. I don't think it matters anyway in this game, but yeah, they cannot borrow from knights. Oh no, they cannot borrow from her. I just move her away. But if you're a dwarf player and watching, don't worry, the gyrocopter will fly over her and blow her head off with its bomb next turn, so you don't have to worry about her getting away alive. And you can also see in the top of this picture my fleeing fast cab And you don't have to worry about that either, because crossbow fire will kill him in his next turn. And basically here is most part of my army hiding behind that tower away from the organ gun. Dwarf turn 4. His Longbeard charges my spearman. Well, this combat, as you can see, didn't go so well. He actually pretty much kicked my ass. I was not steadfast. We have equal amounts of rank, so he breaks me. I don't think my men-at-arms managed to kill. I might have killed a dwarf or two, but nothing more than that. What's even more shameful is that I get captured by this dwarf. It just feels, I don't know, bad to get captured by a dwarf, even though they have the same odds as me, but something is wrong when you get caught by some races without legs. Well, as you can see here, he forced me to charge his rangers he have there. This turn actually went kind of well for the Bretonnian for a change. I did get off final trance on his unit of Longbeard. Didn't kill anything of importance. Some dwarf was turned into gold, which was kind of cool. But I didn't roll any 6 for his character, which was a shame. And then I get off, I think it's Thunderbolt maybe, and blast off one of his gyrocopter from the board. Which is very helpful. Well, thanks to my incompetency of my questing knights, I didn't kill him in the first turn. He didn't break. In the dwarf turn, we were just fighting it off, and finally I managed to kill him. And I just reform in my turn 5 to face his slayers, because I think I have a better chance of surviving in combat with the slayers than I have surviving another round of organ gun fire. What also should be mentioned is that every turn since turn 3 he have been pushing up his organ to try to get a clear line of sight of the enchantress and the questing knights. So the places I can go is quite limited behind that tower to get away. So that's why I choose to charge out. Also, if I wouldn't have charged out, he would have charged me, and that's worse. So anyway, it all ended up fine, I think. His catapult have tried for the last turns to kill the enchantress with blind shots. It have scattered away, thankfully. In his turn 6 you can see his dwarf slayer charges my character, and they will stand there for a turn. I lost combat, but I passed my break check and actually stick. Well, in Brett's turn 6 I break, I get away, thankfully. I did manage to get another final trance on his Longbeard. I think that's the third one I get off. Didn't unfortunately manage to kill any character, so it didn't give me any points at all, unfortunately. But I also think I did, it's a chain lightning maybe, on let's see, I think his one of his gyrocopters, and managed to kill that. So the games ends up being a pretty solid dwarf victory. We have the objectives was breaking point. He of course gets mine. I have my general left, and I didn't get his. So we ended up winning with 17-3, I think. I'm actually glad that I didn't get 20-0 this game, thanks to some, unfortunately for him, scattering away catapult shots. But anyways, it was a horrible game for the Bretonnians. But that's not to say my opponent was a very nice guy. I have a very fun time, even though I was my teeth got kicked in pretty hard during this game, but it was a fun game at least. Yeah, so that's it. If you have any question, feel free to ask them below. If you want to yell at me for disgracing the Britannia name, fine, do that. Write that in the comments. I deserve this for this, yeah, this performance. Also, feel free to like this game and start subscribing if you want to see more battle report from me. And that's it. Have a nice one.